name is Jamie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you find something that you like. It has been about a month since my last update. My last update was a whip parade, a works in progress parade, where I showed all of my active whips. So I wanted to get on here and do just a regular Flosstube episode, I guess, to show you guys what I've been working on since I last talked with you guys. I wanted to do a little reintroduction of myself since my whip parade did draw in a lot of viewers and some new subscribers. Thank you all so much if you watched that video and you subscribed, and if you checked out some other videos of mine. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and again, I hope you found something that you liked in one of those. So again, I wanted to do a reintroduction. My name is Jamie. I am rebranding my channel to Nesting Seams Stitchery, and I'm very excited about this rebrand. I currently own a Etsy shop called Nesting Seams Quilting Co. on Etsy. And there I sell project bags, vinyl fronted project bags, as well as some key fobs, coasters, wall hangings, other miscellaneous sewed items as well that you can find there. A little bit about me. I have a husband of 5 years, going on 6. We've been together for 7, going on 8. And we have together a 4-year-old daughter who is just the light of my life. I talked about her a little bit in my last video. We also have 2 cats, Marvin, Millie, and a dog named Murphy. He is just now about to turn 1 next month in February. I believe it's 25th is when he turns 1. I've been stitching since April 2022, and I really got serious about it about October 2022. 2023 was my first full year of stitching, and June 2023 is when I started this YouTube channel. And I've got to meet some just amazing people, a part of such a great community, and I'm very excited to be part of this space. I live in about central Indiana. My local LNS is Always in Stitches in Noblesville. I'm originally from Ohio, and I do visit back there every now and then, but I've been quilting since 2019 when my husband's mother introduced me into it, my mother-in-law. And I started cross-stitching because I was in a burnout from quilting and I needed something to keep my hands busy, and so I picked up cross-stitch. I started watching Flosstube before I actually did any cross-stitching. I feel like that's a little normal nowadays. But yeah, some other fun facts about me. I consider myself a witch. I love to practice, and I love candle magic. I love doing some spells, just anything like that. I also Super Mario World is my favorite game. I currently have an active whip that you will see later for Super Mario World. I'm in school for business leadership, and I'm currently about to finish up my first year in April, and I am doing good about it. I got 3.20 GPA, so I'm doing good so far. And thank you all for your well wishes if you have wished me well in my schooling. I really appreciate that as well. I'm the first in my family to do quilting and cross-stitching, and I hope to pass it down for many more generations to come. And I am a iced coffee addict. Scream, obviously, is my favorite horror franchise movie. My favorite movie is Hook, and my favorite Disney movie is Peter Pan. So that's just a little bit about me. I'm going to go ahead and get into my my stitching that I've done the past month since I've seen you guys. So one last thing, I hope you all had a very happy holidays, happy Christmas. I'll touch on a little bit more of what I got for Christmas here later in my haul section of my video. I have my book of days to help keep me organized this year. As you can see, I have currently this so far. I'm doing good with keeping up with it. I am not typically a daily counter for my cross stitching. So I'm doing something new this year because I got really bad FOMO of watching everyone have stats for 2024. So I want stats for 2025. So that's my goal for this year. So I'm gonna start with the video. So let's get right into it. So first up, I have FFOs. I have 4 of them to share. FFO stands for fully finished object, and these are ones that I have already stitched and I have fully finished into a decor item or a frame or something like that. So my first one that I've done is Spooky Summer by the Witchy Stitcher. I put this into a frame. This was a July 2023 Patreon pattern from the Witchy Stitcher. I stitched it in 2023 and I just now got around to framing it. This is stitched with the called for DMC on a 28 count Monaco Rit dyed petal pink myself. And this is a 8x10 frame. And it has a little piece of matting on here. The stitch itself is about 5 and something by 7 and something. So it didn't quite fit into a regular 5x7 frame. So I had to go a little larger, but I love how this turned out. And this is just sitting in my living room currently, even though it's not summer. I need something bright and colorful for this polar vortex that we've been getting here in Indiana. It's been so snowy. Where I live, we got 5.5 inches and then another about 1.5 inches on Friday. So we've got a total of about 7 inches of snow currently. So we're trying to stay warm. So this is definitely hanging up to so that way I can remember what is to come for the summer. But this is Summer Sucks by the Witchy Stitcher. Sorry, this is Spooky Summer by the Witchy Stitcher. It even says it right there. And I think I already said it wrong the first time too. Spooky Summer by the Witchy Stitcher. Up next, I have Santa's Snowmen by Stitching with the Housewives. This is what mine looks like. This is stitched with a stash conversion DMC on a 14 count Aida that I dyed myself. I believe the dye is either royal blue or evening blue. I can't remember which one. And then I just stuck it on some sticky board circles that I got from Fat Quarter Shop. This is a 3.5 inch one. This is a 4.5 inch one. This is what the back looks like. The beaded ornament I got from Hobby Lobby last year. And this is also what most of my, I have a video for finishes that I did last year, a whip ornament parade video. And I finished most of them in this beaded round. So it's the same tutorial that I have followed. And then the backing, this is what the backing looks like. And those are from Hobby Lobby. The Santa and the Ho-Ho-Ho is from Hobby Lobby. My next FFO, I have Santa's Joy by Stitching with the Housewives. This is a bonus chart. And this is what mine looks like. This one was a lot of fun to do. This one brought me so much joy to do. It's a little play on words. But this one was a lot of fun. This is stitched on the same 28 count Monaco Rit dyed petal pink myself. Just used a stash conversion DMC. And then sticky boards. This is what the back looks like. That's also from Hobby Lobby. And then it will just hang on my tree next year. This one was previously a whip that I had finished. I showed it in my last Flosstube as a new start, and I finished it. Up next, my next FFO, my last FFO actually, is Love by Stitching with the Housewives. This is also a bonus chart. And this is what mine looks like. Can you guys tell I love that 28 count Monaco petal pink? All of my stuff is on that. This one was a lot of fun to do. I loved doing this one. But this is what the back looks like. And I just turned it into a little pillow. Sits in my dough bowl. This is a stash conversion DMC. I used a piece of felt for the backing and just did a little hand stitch around the heart for it. And that's what that is. All right, that was all of my FFOs and my finishes. I don't have any other finishes that I have not turned into a fully finished yet. So I'm going to go on into my new starts. I have quite a bit of new starts. I've been very busy. So my first, I'm sorry. I thought I was missing something. So my first new start I have is Christmas Quaker by Kathy Barrick. I started this on the 31st of December. I snuck it in for a quick last minute start. And this is what it's supposed to look like. And then this is where I am. So I am not quite far. I got some stitching done. This is, fabric is a 40 count, Techno linen, I believe. I think that's right. And this is what I have. I am using a, Conversion Classic Colorworks that I did myself. So I will read off what I've got here. So, Classic Colorworks. It's color and cotton. This is my first time using color and cotton. So I am very new to color and cotton. My first time using it. I'm very excited to use it. I am using Abyss, Primitive Vines, Spring Rain, Winter Moon, Kindling, Snowflake, Jingle Bell, Rustic Black, and Castle Garden. So that's what I'm using for color and cotton for my conversion. What I did to do this conversion was I just went on to Color and Cotton's website, and they have a conversion chart from DMC to their threads. And I just followed that chart. I picked what, I used the DMC that was provided on the chart. And I just matched it to the coordinating color. My favorite one is this, obviously. But, yeah, so that's what I did. And I'm loving how this is turning out so far. I started this, like I said, on the 31st of December. On New Year's Eve as a last minute new start for 2024. And this is part of XO Needle in the Hay XO Annie's SAL that she's doing, stitch along that she's doing. She is doing a SAL for this chart called KB Swan Quaker SAL, and over on Instagram. And each week she releases a new prompt for us to stitch. I'm not following that prompts. I'm kind of just stitching on my own, just kind of following the per week stitches per week. And so that way I can keep up relatively, so I can have this done when the SAL wraps up in December of this year. One last look at that. All right. And again, that one is Christmas Quaker by Kathy Barrick. I love that one. All right. Up next, let's get this out of the way. I have Be Merry by Darla Whitlock. This is found in the Just Cross Stitch 2024 Christmas Ornament magazine. And this is where I am. So this is stitched on a 18 count aida that I dyed myself. I believe it's aquamarine. I'm using the called for DMC. And this is just turning out so tiny and cute. I love it. So this is part of my 20 new starts that I'm doing this year. I'm doing 20 magazine new starts from the Just Cross Stitch magazines from their Halloween issues from 2022, 2023, 2024, and the same with the Christmas editions, 2022, 2023, 2024. And I picked 20 from those 6 magazines, and I am going to stitch them throughout the year. I have a wheel that I have them all on, and whenever I finish one, I go ahead and spin the wheel and it tells me which one to do next. So this one was I'm trying to do 2 a month to kind of wrap up in October, November. But if I don't do 2 a month, then I'm not going to stress myself out. As long as I get 20 by the end of the year, I'm going to be happy with that number, or at least as close to it as possible. If I can't do 20, my goal is to at least do 15. Try to at least do a good majority of them. That's my goal. But again, this one is Be Merry by Darla Whitlock. And this one is a lot of fun to do. Up next, I have a Mill Hill kit, which is called Honey. This is what it's going to look like. And then this is where I am. So I am not far at all. This is only like my second time stitching on perforated paper. So I am not a fast stitcher on perforated paper. I don't really do just the poke and stab method of just poking, stabbing, and then reaching to the back or grabbing it, regular cross stitching. I sew in hand. I do the sew in hand method. So this slows me down a lot. I did get this is from, I don't remember what the shop name is. I will link it down below and I will put it right here. I believe it's Wonderland something on Etsy. This is what the little logo looks like. But it's it's for Mill Hill kits. They're Mill Hills, and it's a magnetic frame that you just put the perforated paper in and it snaps closed. It's a little hard to do. Yeah. Just like that, and just snaps closed. I got this per the recommendation of Steph from Just Keep Stitching, of Pam and Steph, and so I really like this a lot. She uses one, and I got one per her recommendation, and it is very helpful to try to hold the perforated paper, so that way you actually have something to grip instead of just the paper itself. It's a very, very helpful. I recommend if you're doing any Mill Hill kits. This is my first one that I'm doing, but I highly recommend this so far. It has been, I tried to do it with just holding the paper and I just couldn't do it. So I had to buy this, and I was like, it makes my life a lot easier. All right, that's Mill Hill Honey. All right, my next new start, I have a medium Verlande sampler by Modern Folk Embroidery. And this, move all my stuff. That's where I am. So this was my New Year new start that I did. This is stitched with a Leo and Roxy, Roxy Floss Co. Cosmos. This was a discontinued color, So you can no longer buy it anymore. My apologies, but I bought 6 skeins of it and I'm using it for this project. This is stitched on a 36 count B Stitch Me Ledger linen. And my needle minder is from Black Dahlia Fabrics on Etsy. That's what my needle minder looks like for one. This is being stitched with 1 thread over 2 linen strands. So I don't have a lot of projects that I only stitch with 1 thread. This is one of them. It's a learning curve, guys. I don't really stitch on these higher count fabrics. The Christmas Quaker that I just showed is one of my 2 40 counts that I have. So I don't really do 40 count. This is I think my only 36 count that I have currently going. I don't do a lot of higher count fabrics. I like to stick with 32 count is my sweet spot right now. So I stick with that mainly. But this, I wanted to do a blue on blue tone, and I am just loving how this is turning out so far. Love this, love this, love this, love this. All right. That was all of my new starts. So I will then move on to my whips. I have quite a few whips since it's been a month. It's only 4 though, but I got a lot of stitching on most of them. So my first whip is Joyful Yule. This is a stitch along by Witch's Garden Crafts over on Facebook from 2022. Last time I was doing this, I had just finished up a little bit of part 1, and now I'm just kind of moving on to just kind of working my way down the page. So this is the full version of it, and this is just a video photo I found on Witch's Garden Crafts Facebook. I will link credit where credit is due, but this is where I am. So this is stitched on a 14 count Dark and Stormy Opalescent by Witch's Garden Crafts. This is the called for fabric, and I'm using the called for DMCs. So this time I added on the Joyful Yule. So I added this middle section. I stitched this on Yule, December 21st. December 20th, 21st, 22nd, that weekend is when I stitched on this. And this is what I got done that weekend. I was doing a lot of Christmas stuff with my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, my husband's family. And so I didn't get a whole lot of stitching, but this is what I did get done. I don't have any plans to really get this done this year. I'm hoping that as winter comes later in the year, I know the year just started, but come like November, December 2025, it's crazy to think that far in advance. But I'm going to try to get on this as much as possible, because I do want to display this for Yule. We celebrate Yule in our house, and so I want to kind of have this for the occasion. But this one is a lot of fun to do. I like working on it. It can be a little tedious though, just because it's one of my older whips, and I like instant gratification, and some of my older whips don't give me a lot of that. So it is what it is. All right, up next I have Fractal Flowers by Kathy Barrick. And I apologize, this one is not ironed. But this one, I added in about maybe 700 stitches when I pulled this out, and this is where I am. So what I did on this was I extended border over here to finish out the border on page 1, finish out most of this border right here. I put MNIH I did this section right here, and I did these right here. So I did quite a bit on this actually. I stitched this on the December 30th and 31st. I wanted to try to finish page 1 by the end of the year, since this one was my New Year, New Start for 2024. So I was trying to finish page 1 by the end of the year. I didn't quite get there. I still have obviously that. I need to bring this down, and then there's some letters right here that I did not get to, but that is okay. I'm very happy with my progress on what I did get done on this. So I'm hoping the next time I pick this up to finish page 1 right here, and then move on this way to page 2. This is stitched on let me tell you what it's stitched on. 32 count casual cream and sugar. And I'm using the called for DMC. And that's Fractor Flowers by Kathy Barrick. Oh, this is what it's... Do I have a picture of it? I do. This is what it's going to look like. Alright, up next, another whip that I have is Honeybee Haven by Carolyn Manning. This is a round robin that I am doing with Rebecca from Beck Stitches Everything. Sorry, I got hanging threads, so I'm trying to work out here. Rebecca from Beck Stitches Everything, Jill from Stitchin' Books, and Jen from Jen's Fiberweb. This is Rebecca's piece. And this is how far it is. So Rebecca did this section over here. And then I am doing the second half over here from about here over. So I have, I'm having a hard time with this, sorry. So I have a page done here, a page done here, and I just have another page to do right here. And then I'll be done. I'm hoping to get that done this week. Jen is already done with her, mine. She has mine. She's already done with her section. So I'm trying to get this going as fast as possible. I'm using the called for DMC. And if, I don't know, this is a purpley, like lilac-y linen, I think. It's a 32 count. I know that. She does have this listed on her Instagram. If you want to go check out her Instagram, Beck Stitches Everything over there. But she has all the details over there on her Instagram. And this one is a lot of fun to do. I pull this out every now and then. Basically, whenever I have a long weekend, I have been pulling this out. I need to really hit the ground running on this because, like I said, Jen's done with hers. Jill's close to being done. I have no idea on how far Rebecca is, but I feel like I am the last person to be done. So I need to get done, get this finished. All right. And then my last thing that I have to show for my whips is Mario Star World, which I had talked about earlier that I had a whip of. I worked on this actually quite a bit within the past few days. So this is by Funky Monkey. A blog that I found online. I always link that down below where I found this piece, and they have a whole bunch of other patterns on their blog as well. Like I also got just the Super Mario World's map on there that I plan to stitch when I'm done with this one, but let me show you what this looks like. So this is where I am on this. If you are unfamiliar with the game Super Mario World, this is the bonus world from the game. You enter in you get a key, you enter in through a secret door, and it takes you to this world where you can like fast track to the end or complete the mission, the like worlds within the world there. It's one of my favorite levels, so that's why I'm stitching it. So I have about 27, 28, 29, not quite 3,000 stitches on here so far. And right now I'm about 60 over by about 50 such down. So I got quite a bit done. But last time you saw this, I only had basically the moon and this blue background. So since you have seen it last, I have extended it over this way, extended it down this way, and filled in right here. So I've done quite a lot. I got this out on yesterday, actually, Saturday. And I stitched on it last night, all day yesterday, and then I'm going to stitch on this today as well to get some more progress in it. Same needle minder, that's a Ghostface from Scream, from guy from the shop Black Dahlia Fabrics on Etsy. And so that is Mario Star World, and that is all of my whips. So if you came for the stitching, thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching. Please leave a comment if you found something that you like. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for joining. I am going to move on into a little bit of haul, since Christmas did happen since last, in between when I last filmed and now. So I did get some Christmassy items, stitching items. My dad got me a stitching stand. I'll insert some photos of me using it here, but I absolutely love it. Just got it off of Amazon, just so that way I can see if I like using a stitching stand before I go and spend a whole bunch of money on like a Lowry stand from like Lindy Stitches or something like that. Excuse me, sorry. Those stands are quite expensive, so it's definitely an investment. So I wanted to do a little cheaper item before I got a more expensive item, just so that way I'm not wasting money, just to see if I like it, blah blah blah. I also got some Nerge hoops, which you kind of saw in some of my projects, from my dad as well. My mother-in-law got me a Lowe's Cobalt like tool box that I converted into a stitching stand. And this is my cat. Sorry. This is Marvin. I talked about him earlier. Say hi, buddy. Anyway, so I turned that into a like you can see I have a, let me grab it actually. Okay. You can see I have a jewelry case that I made that has some notions, stitchy stuff in it. This is my cobalt stand, my cobalt box that my mother-in-law gave me is the same thing as this, only just a bigger version. So I have floss drops in it, I have skeins of floss in it, I also have some needles, I have pens, markers, highlighters, I have a whole bunch in it. So that's what I have there. And then I had some gift cards. That's my cat. I apologize. I had some gift cards and just Visa ones, and I used it to go to 1-3-2-3 Stitch, and I kitted up Jane Hopkins 1875. So I am using for this I believe this is Sand Dune. I'm trying to find the tag. Here we go. Sand Edinburgh linen for this. And then I have the DMCs in here. So I am looking for an excuse to start this and get it up, Flosstube it. So if you know someone, you or someone you know is hosting a sal this year for Hands Across the Sea or Jane Hopkins 1875, let me know so that way I can jump on it, please. I'm trying to stick with my new starts very sparingly. So I'm trying to only start the 20 smalls that I have plus the 11 big things that I have planned for my new month, new starts. So those 31 things are trying to be not the only things I'm starting, but the major things I'm starting. And then the everything else that I start, such as like this love one that I started randomly, they're going to be smalls. So that way I can get that instant gratification and it done faster. If that makes sense. And then I also picked up some glass seed beads. It's called bead soup. Just picked up a thing of beads so that way I can try to incorporate them into some projects. I do not like doing confetti stitches. So when confetti stitches are called for, I'm going to go ahead and try to use some of these. So that's what my goal is. All right. So that was, let me check my list, but I think that was all that I had. Yeah, that was all that I had. So if you if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you guys come back in the next time. I hope to release a video in here in the next 2 weeks to do a January roundup. So just be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found something that you like. If you did, please leave me a comment. I read every comment and I try to respond to or at least like everyone. Thank you so much again, and I will see you all next time. Bye.